guys, with a heart full of joy and a spirit ready to shine. It's me, your host, Keisha van Lodewijk, and today I'm joined by Lavelle.
Hi guys.
So I'm gonna just allow Lavelle to introduce himself. Like, who is Lavelle?
Hi. I'm Lavelle Dalman. I am 20 years old. I am a man after the heart of Christ. Young man after the heart of Christ. Yeah, man. I don't think I really want to give myself too much glory by my introduction, but yeah, that's me. That's me.
Would you mind telling us? So I saw you at your church. You led an event for the weekend,
Yes.
Thursday to Saturday.
Yeah.
Do you mind telling us how was it? What you learned from there? Yeah.
Okay, so it was an initiative that my youth leaders came up with. So it was a 3-day conference from the 13th to the 15th. The main initiative was to introduce the topic impression versus impact. So it was just to show young people, not only young people, but like everyone that attended, that it's no use you make an impression in today's society, but you have no impact on people's lives. It's useless. So yeah, that was the topic in the team based of those 3 days. And yeah, I mean it was very impactful. I'm not gonna lie, because I believe personally you must. Okay, I know there's not a lot of people that don't agree with me in all
But
of
it's
it.
your
It's
opinion.
my opinion. Yeah, you're right. It's my opinion. So I personally believe you must be safe to make an impact. Because if I'm just giving speeches, I'm making
Yeah.
impressions. I'm not doing anything to you. But if I like
People's not gonna get anything from it. You're just
exactly,
there for poppy show.
exactly, I give you a 10 rand, you're gonna use the 10 rand. I give you water, you're gonna need water again. But if I can give you life and not me personally, I can just
Yeah.
introduce
I
you to
get
life
you.
in abundance, then it makes an impact. But yeah, that's what that weekend was about. It was blessed. The Saturday we had a concert, so there wasn't any word, but there was a testimony, a powerful one, by an artist, Shamel Davids. Is it Shamel? No, Stephanie. And then yeah, so just telling us about our journey with God and how He took out of a really dark place and all of that. But yeah, it was impactful. Although we didn't expect, to come there and not get a word, we actually got something. We actually got something from two phenomenal women of God. But yeah, it was really impactful.
How long have you been saved now?
It's been 3 years, but
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 you've always known God.
yeah, I grew up in church, but the but is a bit of a bad but because
In the 3 years they were still.
yeah, I
Oh, okay.
fell, stood up, but also a good one, a good but now.
You
The
always
Bible
came back.
says the righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up. So yeah, now trust and believe.
There's no more buts.
No, I honestly did, fall in. But yeah, I mean, your mistakes make you. Your mistakes make you.
Thank you. Ask you this, and I really doubt I'm gonna be the last.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what happened? I'm sure a lot of your friends like, oh, Lavelle, gister gerook, vandaag is by die kerk. What happened?
What happened to make me fall?
No,
Or to
what?
come back on the path?
The very first time you were like, no, this is it. I'm giving myself to Christ.
Oh,
I don't want before the falling and
okay.
everything. Like the very, very first time.
Okay, if I'm completely honest with you, né? I was 13, 12. Can't remember really, but I was small. And then I gave my life to the Lord. But it was a thing of we sitting in church. He was my friend. He caught me on, let's go, let's go. You see, so I didn't take it seriously. This is it's a mature decision that you have to make. So then eventually, 4 years later, I was like, no, you know what? Mm-mm. Now, like I'm
So the
deciding I
age
want
is
to.
like 17.
Yeah, 17. I was 17, and then I really did, dedicate my life to the Lord. But yeah, um, the question was why? What made me?
Yeah.
What made me realize that time, then and there? Like I said, it's a mature decision. So now I realized and I made up my mind. You know what? I can't sit under the same preaching. Okay, not every week, but I can't sit under the same preaching multiple times and not react to it. It's almost as if
You're wasting your time.
yeah. And I saw this video
You
was
must sleep.
I saw this video was other lady. She was saying she was preaching. She was saying the worst thing you can do, like regardless of like murder and sin and all of it, is to know the will of God but still turn away from it. And it was powerful. And I think that's the thing, because I
It
can't.
hits you like,
Yeah.
what are you
So
doing,
I'm
Lavelle?
really not reacting here. I was like, nah, I have to do something about it. And then, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't not grow up in church. I grew up in church. I didn't know any other way. But yeah,
What like led to it? Like you said, so was that what like led to it? The video.
no, not
Was it
the video. Just a made up mind. A made up mind, basically. If you purpose something in your heart, then you know
okay?
how. Yeah.
So like you already mentioned, there was many times where you would like fall
Mm-hmm.
and get back up. So like how was the temptation like from your friends? You sitting there, it's a Friday night. Ons gaan groove toe. Jy moet nie jeg toe gaan.
Okay. So one thing I was very strict about. I don't know. I do not put. No. I'm lying. Remember I told you about the gap between 13 and 17.
Yeah.
So there I was still Tom. There I
Yeah.
was top. Yeah.
But like after you were like
So we talk
you
about
said
after
the
17.
sinner's prayer.
Okay. So now, like I mentioned, I fell. What and what. But I would never ever. Oof, I'm contemplating now. Kick, yuck. It's always the presence of God. It's just in me. Like I said, I grew up in church. It's just in me.
Okay, besides like church wise, let's use a Saturday.
Okay.
It's a chill,
Mm-hmm.
there's girls,
Mm-hmm.
everything nice in the world is gonna be there. It's not wrong to chill like with girls and stuff.
Okay.
It's there's nothing wrong with it. But like the thought of the smoking,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
compre, everything, like
Okay.
how did that like
Okay. So I I don't really I never really smoked. I smoked for 2 weeks in my whole life in grade 9. Then I knew it wasn't for me. It's not for anyone, but
Yeah.
it wasn't for me. And then alcohol on the other end, it was good as like
Okay.
simple. Good
Yeah.
as like I took on it, I liked it, struggled to leave it until, that age when I was like, yeah, mature decision now. And then but I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I fell after, the alcohol was part of it. Because I would convince myself, hey, I can leave it. Then next week, like you said, girls,
And would the
what,
guilt like just hit you out of nowhere,
it
Lavelle?
would.
You are safe.
It would.
I feel like all of us get that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to do it, and then you argue with yourself, and then you
It's
end
a
up doing it, and
conviction.
then you're just like, God, please forgive me.
It's a conviction. But yeah.
Okay, so you are in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What's the feeling between the world and the spiritual life?
Okay, we're not gonna lie. We're not gonna lie. Because the Bible even says it.
Yeah.
Sun is lekker. We're not gonna lie. We're not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Sun is lekker. But lekker tyd moet klaar
Yeah.
raak. That's just it. That's just it. But then in comparison to spiritual life, it's you feel like you have purpose, man. You feel like you're doing something. Tell me of
Like it's better to spend your time at church until the next morning than to be by
you
a
actually
groove.
you actually mentioned something very there's something I wanted to say that I forgot. So I would look at my mother's reaction if I come from a party 6 o'clock the next morning
Yeah.
and I must go to church. And obviously, it touches me. I'm not doing this work for her. But then I compare it to a time when we had a deer but 6 to 6, just praying. And I came from a deer but home 6 o'clock in the
And the
morning.
reaction
And
was different.
I compared those two reactions. I was like, nah. She was proud, man. She was, like she felt like I
It's my
actually
son
did
now.
something right. And
The
that was
early morning
priceless.
Sunday churches service was not for nothing.
No,
The Sunday school was not for nothing.
never, never.
Okay. So the temptation out there make you feel like,
Obviously when you fall into it, it's normal. When you come out, it's like,
the
why did
guilt.
I do that? Yeah.
And the feeling you got like after being saved when you like started your walk with Christ, what you're stumbling and everything. But like the first time you said the sinner's prayer, what went through your head?
That this is what I want to do. I didn't even that time think about a calling. I didn't even think about I want to preach. I want to do this. I want to do that. I just told myself this is what I want to do because I've seen myself like Owens in church that were hard in the world, club hard.
Yeah.
I'm still a lighty compared to them. They were DJs. They were
Yeah.
that type of stuff, and now they speaking in tongues. But yeah,
So like the change and everything, like you say, it was there, but it was difficult.
Yeah.
So how did you like adapt to the change, the challenges?
Okay.
Your
So,
friend, because I'm sure your friendship circle maybe didn't change completely,
mm-mm,
but there were some
didn't.
things that you had to like cut out in
Yeah.
it.
You see, the advantage of growing up in church is it's gonna stay in you. And I have this tendency, like I said, like I mentioned before, of not missing out on any service. So that is what carved me. You're gonna tell yourself, I'm going to church now. Let me just go. Enjoy. When you get there, then the pastor or the preacher, whoever's on the podium, speaks into your life. And that is what, when you're like making a sculpture or something.
Yeah.
You get formed. You get formed week after week after week
They
until,
polish you.
yeah,
Every
in the
week
spirit.
you learn something
Yeah,
new.
they polish me in the spirit.
So you always feel included. Like,
Yeah, no, definitely. And I must emphasize the fact that also, even if it's a Father's Day preaching
yeah,
or Mother's Day
it's
preaching,
for everyone.
it's for everyone. You're gonna make a biggest mistake to go to church with the mindset of me, today's not for me. And then you must what God has for you. But yeah.
In your walk with Christ, would you say was like your mentor?
So two people, my mother and my brother-in-law. My sisters both also very spiritual people. I love them with everything. But those, my mother especially, my brother-in-law, they just encourage you,
They
man.
guided you.
Yeah, even like some older guys in church. Every time they would see me, I don't know, my first time doing announcements, welcoming, my first time praying on a mic,
Yeah.
congratulate you, just give you some sort of exaltation, which was nice, man. Which was nice. But I feel like those small well done, those small accolades
Yeah.
and applauds, it really helped.
And then like phrase this nicely. I'm sure you were judged before. Like
Mm-hmm.
when people see you like last week Lavelle did do this.
Mm.
Today Lavelle is just church, church. I'm sure like even people on Facebook would be like Lavelle would pose with a bottle or
Uh,
something and now Lavelle is
on
by
a
the
stage.
pulpit on
Yeah,
the stage with the mic.
yeah.
So what like I know you don't seem like someone who cares much about other people's opinions, but like what like made you turn a blind eye to it and be like, people's always gonna be people. People are always gonna speak.
You'll be surprised. I didn't actually turn a blind eye. It's like I opened my arms. Someone
Oh,
would be, kyk vir, kamusta kayo, and then I'll
brother.
be like, nee, listen, yeah, let us talk. Come I teach you. This is how it's, and then your eyes are not open. I'm not gonna now be nasty with you because you're talking bad of me. It's part of how Christ was. So yeah, like I said, it's just using him as an example and wanting to be like him. That made it.
So then I've asked a lot of things. Not
Mm-hmm.
a lot, but quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the title of this podcast today was The Why.
Yes.
So why Christ?
Okay. Interesting question. I have a more interesting answer. I'm joking. Come I not break. For me, it's not of a, for me, and I don't want to change your question at all.
Yeah.
Your question is why Christ. I feel like it's why did Christ choose me?
Oh, okay.
You understand?
That makes
Cause
sense.
yeah, cause
That's cool though.
it is.
It
Yeah,
makes so much sense.
it does.
It sounds even more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why do you think Christ chose you?
Because he saw something in every single young person, saved, unsaved. There's a purpose in your life. Okay, come ask you. Why do you think boys are dying every day?
Because
I can
they
must also ask yourself.
okay. Why do I think like boys are dying every
Every
day?
day, literally yesterday.
I
One
wouldn't
guy.
say it's a choice,
Mm-hmm.
although it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have the opportunity to go somewhere else, but you choose no. This is my friends. This is what I want to do.
Yeah,
They choose the wrong side.
yeah.
There's a fence by if you
Literally the
think
fence.
about it, like it's a choice, man. Like
Yeah, yeah,
your
yeah.
friends, your circle, where you are at what time. It's a choice. I feel like that's why boys die every day.
Okay, can I add to that?
Okay.
It's also because, like I said, God sees something in you that we don't see. Um, One of the young men that was preaching at the prayer meeting also mentioned when we had this topic, what is man that thou art mindful of? So we asked him, what is man to God that he thinks of us? And then he ended it nicely. He was like, what did he say? God knows what's in man, but man doesn't know what's in man. And the reason why, what's your initial question? I feel like Christ chose me is because he saw something in me. And that is the exact reason. why there's so much death and so much, just turmoil
Wrong.
happening. It's because the devil also knows there's something in you. Thieves don't break into empty homes. Never. There's something valuable within us, and that's why we are.
So what you are saying is like, with regards, we from elders, we
Mhm.
see what's happening. It hurts you as a person, where you're sitting and then you just see a Facebook update, rest in peace, and
Yeah.
to a song, and they're like, we were in school together. I saw you now the other
Mm-hmm.
day. So you're saying it's because the devil is after what God sees in you,
Exactly.
because he sees the same thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Trust and believe. If this area that we're sitting now in didn't have a TV and a phone and whatnot, it was empty. Do you think a thief would break in?
No.
And he saw there's nothing here. He's not gonna. He's not
That
gonna.
takes me back to what my apostle preached. He said, like, you can be delivered,
Mm-hmm.
but then the devil comes back again to see if it's what filled the inside. And if you see there's nothing that filled you,
Just
he's gonna come back for the
let
same
us
thing.
deep.
And he's gonna, the thing that you were delivered from is gonna come back strong. So, Lavelle, thank you for your time
Thank you for
and
having me.
everything. I hope this is gonna reach. It's gonna reach saved and unsaved.
Mm-hmm.
But there's someone sitting on the other side of the screen today that heard all that you
Definitely.
said, but maybe like they don't understand it. Like they heard you,
But they didn't listen.
they didn't listen.
Yeah.
So, like a word of the week.
No, word of the week. It's no more word of the day. Word of the week. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna go to script actually. But I'm thinking of one. You almost just made it. um, Something nice to encourage you. Okay, so I said this on the radio station now the other week, and I'm just gonna echo it again. I can, like I also mentioned earlier, I can offer you money. I can offer you education. I can offer you materialistic stuff, but that is just but an impression. It's just an impression. Okay, if I'm being real, it can impact you in a way, but only up until a certain time. What happens with the life after this? Yeah, even it's up to us. But yeah, word of the week. I can't say it simple. I can't say it any more plainly. Give your life to Jesus.
It's gonna take time, but
Definitely. But
the
just take it.
temptation's gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Mm-mm.
You see people on the pulpit, standing behind the pulpit and everything, but it took a lot for them to get there.
For real.
We mustn't think because we see someone dressed in a shiny suit they don't have problems,
Mm-hmm.
or they woke up saved. Nobody woke up saved.
Exactly.
We all went through something one time or the other. I'm sure we also still stumble across the way,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's nice by Christ.
It
Thank you
is.
for joining me
It
today,
is.
Lavelle.
Thank you
All
for
of the
having me.
best, and remember, it's bringing youthfulness like Christ to the world. Thank you.
Amen.